Here at Kuzyk Law, everybody is dedicated to trying to get the best and fairest settlement possible for that client's case. And that requires the expertise and the technical know-how to evaluate the case and know what is fair.
The high level of experience at Kuzyk Law is matched only by the high moral standards expected for all Kuzyk employees to do the right thing in every situation.
When we hire any employee, I give them personal training and I instill in them our values.
Everyone here that I come across as the managing director here at Kuzyk Law has the highest moral character.
The younger and the older, they all need training because this is a very specialized field. And if you don't do it the right way, then next thing you know, you start losing business.
For everyone at Kuzyk Law, it's not just a job.
Like everybody here at Kuzyk Law, I have a passion for helping people who have been injured in accidents rather than just worrying about businesses fighting over money.
But the passion to do the best job possible for the client comes second to Walt's number one priority: honest and ethical behavior by all of Kuzyk's employees.
The ethics here are of the highest standard. If someone walks into our office and says they've been in a car accident, and then after a while they say, hey, you know what, I wasn't driving, my sister was driving, but she didn't have her license, so we swapped and I was pretending to be the driver. We get rid of that case within 5 minutes. We won't keep that case. We won't try to cover it up. We have all kinds of checklists to make sure everything is above board. So it isn't like we have to be better ethics. Our ethics are already at the very peak.
Those high ethical standards start in the case evaluation and follow the client through the pre-litigation process and into the courtroom.
We don't put fees ahead of the client. The client is always first. And if the client is always first, we're going to do things in the most ethical manner anyway. And because we have a system of checklists and a methodology of writing our letters and pursuing settlement and pre-litigation, and then when we get to litigation, we follow the rules of evidence, we follow the rules of civil procedure. It all flows from that. We don't have to worry about ethics. The only thing we look out for is when a client is being dishonest. And when we find a client's being dishonest, we get rid of the case.
Walt tells everyone his number one key to success is
treating every client like a family member. And if you treat a client like a family member, then they'll appreciate it. And you'll get referral business and you'll get repeat business.
I'll definitely recommend them. They settled my case in a cool amount of time, and I got everything I thought I would have got or expected to get.
Here at Kuzyk Law, we make it a priority to make sure every client knows that they are like a member of the Kuzyk Law family. Every member of our staff, from the people who answer the phones to the intake personnel to the attorneys who are responsible for the cases, make a special effort to learn the client's case, to know the client so we can best know how to help them.
Oh yeah, I look at Kuzyk like a family. They had my back.
Sort of, I guess, our motto, or at least what we try to adhere to is, and this is something that Walt Kuzyk reinforces, that we have to treat our clients as if they're a member of our own family.
I always want people to have my back and to be honest and treat me like a human being, and that's what I got from Kuzyk Law.
You know, if this is my mother, is this a settlement that I could confidently recommend that she accept as being as good as it's ever going to get?
They were there on a continuous basis. Anytime I needed them, they were there to answer any questions, to walk me through any situations, if something was on my mind.
When you keep that view and keep an eye towards your clients as being members of your own family, it does help to protect the integrity of the service that we provide.
So I felt very comfortable. I didn't feel like I had to wait or nobody ever got back to me. They were very, very punctual.
And it kind of keeps us all humble to understand that you know, these people that are going through this sometimes very traumatic situation, a seriously injured person, you know, you can't work, you know, family life kind of falls apart, you know, your worried about keeping your job, you're hurting all the time, you need doctors, you got these bills, how's this going to get paid? You know, a whole kind of host of problems that are just heaped upon you all at once.
He led me in the best direction that I know that I could have been led in.
You've got to keep in mind that these are people that have families, that have children, you know, they're parents or grandparents, and they have needs that need to be addressed, and they have to be addressed immediately.
They treated me like I was family.
When another law firm is not delivering a proper settlement in a timely fashion, Kuzyk Law will take over that case, but there are limits.
In the Antelope Valley, we all have a mutual respect for each other, that if someone walks in our office from another lawyer, we're going to tell them to go back to that lawyer. We don't call it poaching. We don't poach clients from other lawyers in the Antelope Valley.
The good reputation of Kuzyk Law in the Antelope Valley is that they help get the client back on their feet quicker.
I'm very confident that the vendors out there, the body shops, the chiropractors, the doctors, they know if they deal with our office, we are not going to take advantage of them. We're going to do our very best to get their bill paid to the greatest extent possible, and we're not going to try to cheat them at the end.
Most lawyers accept lower settlements by cheating doctors and auto repair shops with negotiating for reduced rates on services.
A lot of lawyers that do personal injury, they'll call up the doctor and say, hey, will you take? You hear that phrase, will you take? They're getting screwed because they're not dealing with them fairly. We deal with them quite fairly, and as a consequence, they're happy to take our clients, they're happy to service them, and it's a very good symbiotic relationship.
Some personal injury victims are afraid to contact a lawyer because of other legal issues.
There are things that, you know, certainly the status of the client can be a concern, but it doesn't, in most cases, it doesn't eliminate their right for recovery.
Other people are concerned about other things in their past coming to light, but they shouldn't be afraid to go see a lawyer just because they have something in their past. The law allows them to recover compensation if they've been injured.
We would only be concerned about something that, you know, the status of a client if it has bearing on the merits of the case.
Oftentimes clients will come to us and they're concerned because they're not citizens. That's not a basis to stop them from recovering for an injury suffered from an auto accident. The law allows them to pursue that in a court of law, whether they're a citizen or not.
That immigration paperwork wouldn't have prevented that drunk person from running a red light at a high rate of speed, so it really has no bearing or relevance to the case. Now, there are some things that do. If somebody doesn't have auto insurance, you know, there's Proposition 213 is going to severely restrict what their potential recovery would be. You know, that would be an example of something that would have a bearing. Somebody might have a long-standing history of felonies. It's got nothing to do with the accident or the injuries. But if the case were to go to litigation, depending on the felonies, that could be a problem.
Kuzyk Law looks at every client as an individual with different circumstances and not just another case number on a file.
Here at Kuzyk Law, all of our clients are individuals. They're not just a name on a file. We make every effort, every extra effort to make sure we know them and their families and their situation so we can best represent them.
Once they're our client for life. And we tell them that they can always come in with any kind of problem, whether they think they need an attorney or not. We'll always help and guide them. That's how we like to keep it.
Kuzyk Law has perfected the method of handling a large volume of cases, but still treats each client with the individual care they deserve.
Because of the team-oriented approach at Kuzyk Law, we make sure that each client's case gets the individual attention it requires, while still allowing us to handle a volume of cases and still handle those cases efficiently and speedily.